Hi, Mr. X with glossary term distance formula. It's a form of the Pythagorean theorem within Cartesian coordinates. It's a formula we apply to find the distance between 2 points when we're in Cartesian coordinates. And we frame it with a right triangle that reminds us of the Pythagorean theorem. We want the distance between those 2 points, this distance d. So how far is it from this point to this point? Well, it's this. This is how you'll see it in most math books. x1 minus x2, that quantity squared, plus this quantity, y1 minus y2, that thing squared, and now all of that's underneath the square root sign. So we read it like this. The distance between these 2 points is equal to the square root of the quantity x1 minus x2 squared plus the quantity y1 minus y2 squared. So what does this have to do with the Pythagorean theorem? Well, let's say that this y1 minus y2 is the same as y2 minus y1. Let's say that for just a second. We're going to call that side A. And let's say that this x1 minus x2 business is the same as this. Subscripts are different order, but you'll see how that works out here in a second. And we're going to call that B. Now if we call this hypotenuse C, the same thing we just called D, we're going to call C, just so it fits our formula for just a minute. And we know that A squared plus B squared equals C squared if we already know the Pythagorean relationship, right? This is a right triangle. And A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We know that by Pythagorean. Well, let's take our business here to the other side. I mean, if this is true, then that's true. And we'll take the square root of both sides. That's legal. But remember, this was A, and this was B. It's starting to look like this, isn't it? Well, what about the change in the subscripts, though? What about this guy being y2 minus y1, this guy being x2 minus x1, when our subscripts are different in our formula? Well, here's the deal. The order of these subscripts does not matter, because whether we take the difference this way or this way, when we square this guy, it's going to be positive. Likewise, it doesn't matter if we take the x difference this way or this way. When we square this guy, it's going to be positive. So, we've got our distance formula here. Understand that this C for Pythagorean is the same as this D for our distance. At MrXmath.com, Mr. X takes the mystery out of math.